Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I will be updating you on attestation letter and postgraduate work permit. So it's based on Canadian immigration news. So Canadian immigration news stated that if you have submitted your application before 22nd of January 2024, you don't need to apply for attestation letter. But if you haven't submitted your application, that's for your study permit, after 22nd of January 2024, you will need to apply for attestation letter from the province you want to study. And then they stated that if you have applied for attestation letter for study permit, that's on 22nd January 2024, around 8 a.m. of Canadian time, you won't need attestation letter. That's the time before they made the announcement. You will not need attestation letter. So the reason why they are giving out this attestation letter is to make sure that students that have been given study permit are accounted by the province. So the number of students, what this means is that the number of, when they give out this study permit to each province and the number of study permits has been exhausted from that province, they won't be able, that province will not be able to give out attestation letter to student. So that means as a new student, if you're applying for attestation letter or for study permit, you have to get your attestation letter first before applying for study permit. So what they mean by this is that once they give that specific study permit in each province, and that province give out those study permit to the colleges or universities, and once those study permit is exhausted or it has surpassed or exceeded, that means that university or that college will not be able to give attestation letter to new student any longer. So that's what they mean by that. So that student has to apply for attestation letter next year and also study permit for another next year. Like, that's what they mean by that. So once that study permit is exhausted, there's no more attestation letter any longer. So students have to wait for next year. You may be imagining, who are those people, or who are the categories of students that need attestation letter? Those that need attestation letter are post-secondary study permit applicants, those that are applying for study permit, those that just finished secondary school and they are applying for study permit to go and study in Canada, and also those non-degree programs such as graduate diploma and graduate certificate. These are the categories of students that need attestation letter. So you must provide attestation letter before you apply for your study permit. That means you have to get attestation letter in that province you want to study, and then apply for your study permit. So yeah, these are the categories of people that need to provide attestation letter. Those that don't need to provide attestation letter are master's student and also PhD student, and also those in primary school and secondary school, and also those that will not provide attestation letter when going for studies in Canada are visiting student. What I mean by visiting student is like when you're studying in another country and you want to go to Canada for 1 or 2 courses in 6 months, or let's say even a year, but that country has to be affiliated with Canada. According to Canadian immigration news, they stated that starting from February 14, 2024, those that are eligible for 3 years postgraduate work permit are those studying masters from starting from 1 year program 1.5 year program upward. These are categories of students that are eligible for 3 years work permit, while those that are not eligible for 3 years work permit are those studying graduate diploma and graduate certificate program. That's non-degree programs. When you are going for graduate diploma within 1 year, you are only eligible for 1 year work permit. But when you are going for graduate diploma program for 2 years, you are eligible for 3 years work permit. So this is the new update on postgraduate work permit. So they also stated that those that are eligible for 3 years work permit in overall, all in all, is master student, PhD student, bachelor graduate, and professional courses. Those are studying professional, those that go for professional programs such as medicine and law. These are categories of people that are eligible for 3 years postgraduate work permit. So yeah, that's the new update on postgraduate work permit. So let's talk about postgraduate work permit for private universities. So Canadian public universities that are allowed to license private universities to teach some certain curriculums have been restricted from postgraduate work permit. That's for new students. When you are a new student, you're applying for, that's, you're a post-secondary school student, you're applying for a new admission and for a new attestation letter, new study permit into private universities in Canada. You are restricted for postgraduate work permit. But if you have already in Canada, or you've already gotten your study permit already and you've started your study physically, you are eligible for study work permit. But if you haven't applied for work permit, you don't have work permit, you don't have you've not started your studies, that's, you are just a new student, you are not eligible for postgraduate work permit. So this is the new update on private universities in Canada. Like, they have been restricted from postgraduate work permit. So if there is any update on that, I'll do a follow-up video on that. So now let's talk about spousal work permit. So according to Canadian immigration news, as directed, once you have gotten your attestation letter and you applied for your work permit and you've gotten your work permit, you can also apply for spousal work permit. So yeah, this is the update for now. If they give the deadline for spousal work permit, you cannot apply for spousal work permit. But for now, if you have gotten your study work permit, you can apply for spousal work permit as well. So these are the information on postgraduate work permit, spousal work permit, and attestation letter. If there is more update, or if there is more information given out by Canada immigration news, I'm going to clarify on that, and I'm going to do a follow-up video to clarify on that. So for now, these are the all-in directives given by the immigration, Canadian immigration. Stay tuned and turn on your notification for more videos, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my videos, and also like and comment. I'll see you in the next video.